This is part 1, creating a simple architectural structure. In this video, we're going to transform a 2D floor plan into a 3D structure. And ultimately, we're going to try drawing something like this, a shed with a door and a few windows. So let's open our template. And because last time we opened a feet and inches template, SketchUp will default to a feet and inches template. If you're not terribly sure, you could always close SketchUp and reopen and select the template. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw out our floor plan, just like we did in AutoCAD. So we have a 12 by 12 shed with a door and 3 windows. Now, we could save this as an image, like a JPEG, and then bring it into SketchUp and trace it. However, because this is a really basic structure, I think it would be easiest for us just to draw it in SketchUp. So let's start by drawing a 12 by 12 rectangle. So we'll select rectangle and click, and then we'll type in 12 feet, 12 feet, enter. We get a 12 by 12 rectangle. Next, we're going to offset the rectangle. We want to offset this in a distance of 6 inches. This gives us our wall thickness of 6 inches. We can orbit. Another way to do that is by holding down the rolly wheel on your mouse, and you can orbit and look around. So now let's put in where our door is located as well as our windows. So we go back to our plan. It looks like our door is located 1 foot 6 inch in from the end, and it's 3 feet wide. So we're going to draw here 1 foot 6 inches, enter, and then from the end of that line, we're going to draw a line that's 3 feet. And then we can close our boundary. So that's where our door is going to go. So next, let's put in our window. It looks like our window here is 4 feet in, and the window over here is 4 feet in, and a width of 3 feet. So we'll go here a distance of 4 feet, and we'll go across, and then we'll go a distance of 3 feet, and then across, and same thing over here, go a distance of 4 feet, and then across, and a distance of 3 feet, and then across. So we've got our 2 windows, and lastly, 4 foot 6. So we're going to go a distance of 4 foot 6 inches, and come in and across 3 feet and in. Let's zoom in here. What's going on? Why are we stuck? So let's try again. Click. Pencil. Pencil. Click. It's not allowing me because I don't have an endpoint to stick to. There we go. Click, click. Done. So we have our windows roughed out as well as our door. Now the easiest thing now is going to be to pull our walls up. We're going to pull our walls up a distance of 8 feet. So we're going to select first this wall section and pull up, and we're going to type in. Let's undo that and redo that. So while I'm in the pull function, I'm going to type in 8 feet, enter. So it's going to go up 8 feet. Here, 8 feet, enter, 8 feet, enter. The other thing you can do is you can touch the end point of the nearest wall, and it'll jump it up to the correct height. So here we have the door, and we have our windows. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to select our window height. So I'd like my windows 36 inches up from the ground. So I'm going to draw myself a line up 36 inches. And then I'm going to take that and I'm going to translate this all the way across using my measure tool. So using my measure and coming around the corner, I'm going to translate the measurement here and translate the measurement here. Click, click. And it gives me these really nice extension lines to work off of. So I can draw a line here, I can rotate, and I can close my boundary here, and I can go into the edge, and I'm going to remove this extraneous line, and now I'm going to remove my extension lines. So that gives me a nice window boundary. Now I'd like my windows here to be a height, let's say 3 feet high. So let's go and measure. Actually, you know what? Let's do the door first. So we're going to make our door 7 foot 4 inches, because that's pretty standard for a door. So we'll come up 7 foot 4 inches. And then at our end point, we'll come across. And then we'll fill in the top. And I'm just going to delete this little bit here because I didn't want that to fill in. I still need my door. We can't delete, so let's push in a distance of 6 inches. And then we can delete our back face. Okay, let's select that first. Select and then delete. There we go. So here we have our door and our windows. And all we've got to do here is finish our space. So I'm going to extend this back to meet up. Perfect. So our windows, I want them to line up with the door. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an extension line as well. So using the measure tool, I'm going to come across and I'm going to measure an extension from here to here, and then coming around the edge from here to here, and then same thing from here to here. And then all I have to do now is fill this in, draw my line, and my line across the top, and continue here, draw my line, and continue here, and draw my line. So the next thing I can do is an extrude. Oops. I want to extrude my window a distance of 6 inches. And then I can select and I can erase the back face. Same thing here. Extrude a distance of 6 inches. And then select and delete the back face. And then last on our window here, we can use an extrude, distance of 6 inches. And then we can delete the back face. So now we've taken our floor plan and we've translated it into a 3D shape with a door and 3 windows. This is the end of part 1, creating a simple architectural structure.